All right. Hey everyone. Good evening. This is game week 6 of the EMU Quiz League, and this is game number 149. On seed number 1, we have Devat Bhatt. On seed number 2 is Dibyo Haldar. Seed number 3 is Saman Subramanian. Seed number 4 is Nikhil Sonde. You guys know the rules. Plans to use the build at all time. All the best to all of you. Here we go. In the timer. All right. So first question to Devat. Here you go. Subspecies of the bird found in the island country X is sometimes named Taprobanus after the ancient name Taprobane. Examples include the subspecies of white cuckoo Clamato jacobinus taprobanus and a subspecies of common kingfisher Alcedo athis taprobana. The latter subspecies is also found in the southern portion of an adjacent country. The X white-eye, endemic to X, has the name Zosterops viensis. Y is another name for the country X. Identify X and Y. Ten seconds.
Myanmar and Burma.
Not Myanmar and Burma. Passes to Dibyo.
Sri Lanka and Ceylon.
As simple as that. So Sri Lanka and Ceylon. This is the bird, and the adjacent country in question, obviously being India. Moving on. Here's your second direct. Although rare, heteroparental superfecundation happens in humans, which results in the production of what biological oddity? Clytemnestra by Tyndareus and Helen by Zeus from Greek mythology are an example. You can give me a nice description. In seconds.
Pass.
Question passes to Samant.
So twins born of different fathers.
That is correct. So basically, twins born out from different sperms or different fathers. That is the correct answer. Nice steal from someone there. Devat, here's your third question. XY is the binomial nomenclature of a poorly understood unicellular flag-tail organism and the only species in the genus X. Earlier, under various genera, Monas, Heteromita, Bodos, and Heteromestics, Michael Zollfeld established the genus name with Y in mind as a play on words. Having multiple XY of various focal length ranges is part of an expensive hobby. Interchangeable Y is preferred by experts. Identify XY if the genus name starts with K.
Could you expand the visual if possible?
Yeah, I will. In seconds.
The spectral microscope.
Not a spectral microscope. Nikhil?
Camera lens.
Yeah, that is correct. The camera lens. Nikhil is also off the mark. Right, second set. Question now to Dibyo. In the longest chapter in Broca's brain, titled Venus and Dr. Velikovsky, Carl Sagan carries out the most meticulous debunking of which book? Written by Immanuel Velikovsky. The principal thesis of the book is that the history of planets in the solar system, especially Earth, have been dominated by catastrophism, a view largely held by geologists at the time who believed in a literal interpretation of the book of Genesis.
Random guess. Theory of everything.
Not theory of everything. Passes to Devat.
Pass.
Samant
Pass.
and Nikhil.
Pass.
Okay. Slightly tough one for the teams. This is the Worlds in Collision by Velikovsky. Review, here's your second direct. Beethoven's Sixth Symphony, his Pastoral Symphony, features several birds, where the oboe is labeled as watchel, clarinets as the cuckoo, and flute as witchbird. They are any of small old wood thrushes of the family Turdidae, renowned for their song. An English social reformer, statistician, and the founder of modern nursing has this name as a surname.
Nightingale.
Nightingale is correct. This Nightingale from Florence Nightingale. Right. So Nightingale became Nightingale. Moving on, here's your third direct. In Hindustani classical music, tala is a rhythmic pattern represented as a series of beats. If one tala has 16 beats and another has 8 beats, and the first tala always starts on the first beat, how many different combinations of these two talas can be created? Think of how many times the 8-beat tala can fit within the 16-beat tala starting on the first beat. The answer is also the square of the first Fermat prime number. Nice cat question. Just work it out. Ten seconds.
$529.
Okay, 529 is not correct. Devat,
Pass.
Samant,
Pass.
Nikhil.
Pass.
This
Is it
is
4?
this is 9.
9.
9. Okay.
The 3 being the prime number. So yeah. Moving on, question now to Samant. In a paper published in PNAS, Burroughs and Ostraker derived by dimensional and physical analysis using basic physical arguments the characteristic masses and sizes of important objects in the universe in terms of just a few fundamental constants. One of these is, okay, I don't know how to read that, which is reduced xy. What is h, which can be used to express all physical quantities in terms of only three-dimensional quantities, one each for mass, length, and time.
Planck's constant.
Planck's
Yeah.
constant is all I was looking for. That is correct.
Called H bar. Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, H bar. Yeah. Here's your second question. I'll read the question and then come to the video. Which composer made a common starling Sternus vulgaris on May 27th, 1784, in a Viennese shop while the bird was singing an improvised version of the theme from his piano concerto, number 17 in G major. Blanc bought and took him home to be a family pet. Leanda Lynn Haupt details this in her book, Blanc's Starling. In the audio visual, you can hear Hopp's rescued Starling, Carmen, singing the Blanc composition. He has a pack of wild canets in his name. Here is the visual. Yeah, that was the thing. Yeah, you can answer now.
Oh, no, I have time to do this.
Ten seconds.
Schubert.
Passing. Devat.
Pass.
Nikhil.
I hope this is Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart.
That is correct. Yes, indeed. Wolfgang Amadeus
Well,
Mozart.
correct. Good name.
What's
I know, right?
Yeah, in the Wolfgang is sort of a indirect.
I
very
ignored the whole
quick-
question and I just
like
said
blah blah
that.
blah 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 pack of white cannons.
Yeah. It's something that's why we were off. Here is a question again, someone. Velikovsky's hypothesis begin with the assertion that Venus was ejected out of Jupiter. One main problem with this that Sagan points out is that the kinetic energy required to propel Venus to Jovian blank plan, that is a narrow range between 60 to 63 kilometers per second, is in the order of 10 raised to 41 ergs, which is more powerful than even the largest solar flare. The blank of Earth is 11.2 kilometers per second. Fill in the blanks.
As Rahul Gandhi once said, Jupiter ka escape velocity.
So what's the final answer?
Escape velocity.
Yeah, escape velocity is correct. Question now to Nikhil. I'll read the question first. In the British sitcom, the IT crowd, the catchphrase Roy is referring to is the most common advice he gives for solving any IT problem. Even today, this advice works for a lot of situations since it terminates the stuck process, allowing any misbehaving code to replenish itself. Identify the catchphrase or the solution. I'll play the video.
And I have to say, have you about 1,000 times a day? It's like a bloody catchphrase.
Yeah, I do the video.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Yeah, that is correct. Basically switching on and off or restarting or rebooting or something like that. Here's the second question. Bathypterois gralator, the blank fish or the blank spider fish, is a deep sea benthic fish found relatively widely in the Atlantic, Pacific, and the Indian Oceans. They seem to prefer to perch on the pelagic sediment using elongated fin rays in the tail and two pelvic fins to stand. This resembles a blank. The reason for their naming, which is shared with the camera equipment used to stabilize the camera and used in low light photography. Fill in the blanks.
Tripod.
Tripod is correct. A tripod fish. Last question of the round. A contemporary zoo musicologist composer Hollis Taylor has created a 41-track album which is built around transcriptions or recordings of the bird with the scientific name Crataegus nigrogillaris, endemic to mainland Australia. The birds are highly musical with elaborate fluty melodic phrases sung by singles, duetting pairs, and even by groups in chorus. The predominant colors give the first part of the name, and the act of impaling their prey on broken branches the second. Here's the visual. That was
You're sure the first part of the name is 4 letters, right?
sorry. Yeah. The first part is 4 letters.
You say Grey Shrike.
Not that. Devat
Pass.
passes to Debyo
Pass.
and Samant.
Pass.
This is something called the pied butcher bird.
Oh.
So the second bird act of impaling their prey on broken branches. That's how they call the butcher bird. Right. Moving on, second round. Question to Devat. It was either Hans Lippershey or Hans and Zacharias Janssen, a father-son team of spectacle makers, all three living in the town of Middelburg in Netherlands, who created what device during the 1590s, which was first a compound version.
Microscope.
Microscope is all I was looking for. The compound microscope and simple microscope. So is that okay? David is also off the mark. Here's the second question. Psychologist Daniel Kahneman was awarded the Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences in 2002 for having integrated insights from psychological research into economic science. Some biases he found include the blanking effect and the planning fallacy. Blanking is a behavioral finance term used to describe an irrational bias towards an arbitrary benchmark figure, or blank, which is also a heavy device used by ships. Fill in the blanks.
Anchor.
That is correct. This is the anchoring effect of the anchor. Here's your third question. I'll play the audio visual first in this case. All right. Italian composer Antonio Vivaldi, known for his nature-inspired works, based his flute concerto number 3 in D major on which bird, a composition he titled Il Gardellino. The Italian name for the species with a color in its name. It uses a flute to imitate the bird's trills, melodious warble phrases, and plaintive notes. The species Pinus tristis, found in North America, has the same name and belongs to the same family. Scientific name is also accepted.
Hmm.
10 seconds.
Pass.
Question passes to Divyo.
I'll pass.
Samant
Pass.
and Nikhil.
Pass.
Okay. So this was the European goldfinch, or simply the goldfinch. Caduleus caduleus. Moving on, question now to Divyo. Hans Lippershey is also said to have invented another device in 1608. In 1893, Carl Zeiss applied for a patent for a Poro prism version of this device, which is available in the roof prism variety 2. What device?
Camera.
Not the camera. Passes to David.
Pass.
Samant
Pass.
and Nikhil.
Pass.
Okay.
The telescope.
So not a sorry, telescope, did you say? Okay, not a telescope.
Just a non-com.
This is a binocular. So Poro prism and the roof prism, types of binoculars. Right. Question to Divyo. William D. Northos was co-awarded the Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences in 2018 for integrating XY into long-run macroeconomic analysis. In the mid-1990s, Northos became the first person to create an assessment model that integrates theories and empirical results from physics, chemistry, and economics to examine the global interplay between the economy and the XY. Ten seconds.
Scientific method.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
The scientific method.
Not the scientific method. Devat.
Pass.
Passes to Samant.
Climate change?
As simple as that is the climate change. Basically incorporated climate change into long run macroeconomic functions. Right. Tough miss there. Question comes back to the view. The silvery pigeon columba gets their specific epithet from their color and not the country. They are found in Malaysia and Indonesia. Fill in the blanks if the Latin word for the element silver is also the root word for the naming of the country with origins from the first expeditions to the Rio de la Plata.
Argentina.
As simple as that, it's Argentina, which gets its name from Latin word for silver, which is argentum. So it's Argentina. Question now to Samant. Rapala is a genus of butterflies whose upper sides have scales with bright and iridescent colors and looks like blanking when seen in closed and open position. Hence their common name blank, which is also the name of a device that emits light momentarily for photography, used to compensate for the lack of brightness when shooting in dimly lit situations.
Flash?
As simple as that. This is a flash. Here's your second question. According to a published study by Dr. Gary Steinman, American or simply women who consume these products may increase their chances of conceiving twins at a rate of 5 times compared to that of total plant-based eaters. In another paper, he explains that the level of the protein IGF or insulin-like growth factor is 13 times higher in women who consume these products than in total plant-based eaters, which increases the ovary's sensitivity to follicle-stimulating hormone, triggering ovulation. What products or what food items?
I mean, how broad or narrow do you want this? I have no.
I'll anti-prompt you if you're too specific.
If I am too general, you'll prompt me, right?
No, if you're too specific,
So I'll say meat.
Sorry?
I'll say meat to start with if you want a prompt beyond
Okay, that is not in the ballpark. So passes to David.
that. Okay.
What did someone say? Did he say wheat?
Meat.
Okay. Pass it.
Divyo
Pass. I don't
and
even know
Nikhil.
what the question.
Pass.
Okay. So
Non-carb with
Is
N.
this dairy?
as simple as is a dairy product. So I would have prompted if you had said cheese or ice cream. So I thought you had one of those.
Okay.
So
They're products, so that's
Yeah,
Yeah.
product is like a very.
gone for it.
yeah, like a very broad term. So yeah. Someone's your question again. The soil carbon pool of 1500 gigaton is 2 times larger than the atmospheric pool of 750 gigaton. The amount of carbon found in living plants is 560 gigaton, and in the blank mixed layer, it is 1000 gigaton. Where is the overwhelming majority of the carbon present in various carbon reservoirs of the carbon cycle, that is biosphere plus atmosphere plus Planck system, with a carbon pool of 38,000 GT, mostly in inorganic forms. Note that sedimentary rocks with a carbon pool of 100 million GT is excluded since it has a residence time of 400 million years and its participation in the carbon cycle is insensible. Basically, TLDR, what is the major source of carbon on Earth?
What? 4, 5, it's 2 words, right?
Okay, so just to be clear, you need to give me a slightly specific answer. I won't be prompting if you give me a not that specific answer.
I'll say in the ocean.
Sorry?
In the ocean.
Okay, I'll pass you. Devat?
Pass.
Dibyo?
Pass.
And Nikhil?
Pass.
Okay, I can't give
deep
it to you
ocean?
for, yeah, this is the deep ocean,
Ocean
which is
floor,
why
is it?
4, 5. I clarified initially at the onset that I need a slightly specific answer. So yeah. that these are deep ocean.
Don't prompt on deep, it seems.
Yeah.
I was going to say only deep.
Right. Question
Oh,
to
God.
Nikhil. Lipposche is most famous for filing for the patents of a device to the States General of Netherlands, who granted him no patents, but instead 900 florins to modify it into a binocular. What device?
The telescope.
This is the telescope. The refracting telescope, or simply the telescope. Moving on, here's your second question. This facility generates an intense source of X-ray used to image proteins, DNA and RNA at atomic resolutions. What is this facility? Which have huge circular particle accelerators that use powerful magnets to generate X-rays known as. Combine part of a word for existing or occurring at the same time and an American science fiction film about a software programmer dragged into a virtual world to get the answer.
Synchrotron.
That is correct. It's the synchrotron. Right. Here's your third question. Between 1500 and 2020, the average pH of the ocean surface fell from approximately 8.15 to 8.05. This is due to higher influx of which acid formed as a result of reaction between gaseous carbon dioxide and liquid water, which dissociates to bicarbonate ions and hydrogen ions. You can either give me the chemical formula or the name of the acid. Presence of 3 H plus ions also. Okay.
Carbonic acid.
Can you repeat that?
Carbonic acid.
Yeah,
NiC.
yeah.
Not carbonic acid.
Yeah, that is the perfect answer. This is the carbonic acid or CO2 complete H2CO3. 3 and 3 for the kill. Yes. Into the third round. Question to Devant. This is a technique to look at atoms in biological system using one of the smallest atomic particles. Name this technique, which has revolutionized molecular biology, earning its creators the 2017 Nobel Prize for Chemistry. The first word is used for a type of preservation too. Ten seconds.
I'll pass.
Passing to Dibyo.
I don't have the full thing. Pass.
Samant
Pass.
and Nikhil.
Us. I don't have the 4 part.
Yeah.
Some electron microscope.
Yeah, some electron microscopy, but
Yeah.
Cryo something.
Yeah, I think I heard the full answer.
Oh, cryo-electron microscope.
Cryo-electron microscope, the cryo EM.
oh, you would have accepted TEM. Oh, you
Yeah.
want a transmission electron cryo microscopy. I've got that.
Question to Devat. When discussing about the maximum mass of white dwarf, Burroughs and Ostraker starts the discussion with hydrostatic equilibrium, since stars are objects in hydrostatic equilibrium where inward forces due to blank is in balance with outward forces due to pressure gradients. The equation of hydrostatic equilibrium is as shown in the image. What is the G in this image? Another fundamental parameter.
Gravitational constant.
That is correct. This is the gravitational constant. Right. Here's the third question. I'll just quickly read the question and show you the video. This ad, which appears in the IT crowd, is warning against what illegal activity?
You wouldn't shoot a policeman and then steal his helmet. You wouldn't go to the toilet in his helmet and then send it to the policeman's grieving widow and then steal it again. Is stealing. If you do it, you will face the consequences.
Yeah, that was basically the video.
Piracy.
Piracy is correct. This is against piracy. Question to Dibyo. The age difference between Reuben Blake and his twin sister is around 4 years and 10 months. This is because their parents, Simon and Jodie Blake, got pregnant via in vitro fertilization twice from the same embryo batch. However, twins being born on different years happen naturally too, like in the case of Buffalo and Weiss, Ronan Rasputny and his brother Rory. How?
Is it that one of them was born on December 31st, like close to midnight, and the other one was
That is
after?
correct. Basically, one of the twins were born on the New Year's Eve and the other was born on New Year. So that is how they're born across 2 different years. Right? Got the googly right. This question again to the view. Modern cameras have an XY reduction lamp in front, which can be used to emit short flashes of light in quick succession before taking the photo. This constricts the subject's pupils, reducing light reflection back from the retina and thereby preventing or reducing XY in the image. Identify XY if it is also the name of Vireo Olivaceous X-wide video.
It's red eye.
As simple as that. So it's the red eye. Yes, your third question. Which messy operating system does the bomb disposal officer say the device contains? It was the first digital release of Windows and became generally available in 2007. It was the first Windows version to have a transparent glass effect on the Windows and taskbar, known as Aero. The name means view in Spanish. Here's the video.
I think this might be a bomb disposal robot.
I'm just having a couple of problems with it.
What kind of operating system does it use?
It's,
We're going to die!
I'll go.
Yeah, you can answer.
It's Vista, Windows Vista.
That's correct. This is the Windows Vista. Moving on, question now to Samant. EMU, the second tallest living bird after the ostrich, has a scientific name Romeus blanc. Blanc is an italicized name for New Blanc, a historical name given to mainland Australia, which was first applied in 1644 by the Dutch seafarer Abel Tasman. The species gets its name from its first mention as New Blanc Cassowary in Arthur Phillipps' Voyages to Botany Bay. Fill in the blanks if blank 2 is a name incorrectly applied by tourists to Netherlands.
Holland.
Holland is correct. This is Holland or Nevo Hollandia. Here's your second direct. Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences was awarded to John C. Hassany, John F. Nash Jr., and Reynard Selten in 1994 for their pioneering analysis of equilibria in the theory of XYZ. XYZ are those Z in which participants bases their decision on how they expect other participants to behave. Give XYZ if rock, paper, scissors is a simplistic example. Ten seconds.
Pass.
Passes to Devat,
Pass.
Divyo,
Pass.
and Nikhil.
Non-equilibrium games.
Close enough, but not really the answer. This is the non-cooperative games or non-cooperation games. Third question to Samant. Raga in Hindustani classical music is a melodic framework. If a musician starts playing a Sampurna Raga in lower octave and ascends to the upper octave, how many distinct notes are there in this complete melodic journey, including both octaves? Each octave has the fourth prime number as the number of distinct notes.
14.
That is correct. So basically 7 upper and 7 lower. So 7 into 2, you get 14. That is correct. Well worked out. Question now to Nikhil. Idioglossia is a phenomenon most common in twins compared to others. According to research published in the journal Institute of General Linguistics, this occurs in about 40% of twins. The prevalence of this phenomenon often wanes once they start school because of the intermixing and the education itself. What is idioglossia?
This is like a language that only exists between the two of them, like a made-up language.
Yeah, that is the right explanation. Basically, the private language it exists only between the twins. Good answer there. Yes, your second direct. Velikovsky's interpretation of Joshua's legend was that the Earth's rotation was once break to a halt. Even if such a thing was possible, Sagan calculates that the energy created to do so gradually so that nothing or no one will fly off to space would even lead to an increase in temperature and oceans would have been raised to the blank of water and even overlooked by Velikovsky.
Boiling point.
Boiling point is right. Oceans being raised to their boiling point. That was your third direct. The Puerto Rican toddy has a scientific name Tordis. Blank one. The blanks are misnomers since they are endemic to Puerto Rico and not found in blank. It is thought that the ornithologist who first described it, Rene Lesson, erroneously wrote the type specimen's retrieval location as blank. Fill in the blanks if blank 2 is the southern neighbor of the country, which is Puerto Rico as its unincorporated territory.
Mexico.
Was correct. So, neighboring country of Puerto Rico, Mexico. This is the Mexicanus or simply the Mexico. Right, on to the last round. Question to Devat. Some carbon from the terrestrial biosphere and hydrosphere has returned to the atmosphere via natural emissions or blank. The primary natural source of blank emissions is wetlands, followed by either onshore geological sources or termites. Termites, who occur predominantly in the tropical and subtropical latitudes, release blank during the anaerobic decomposition of land biomass in their gut. Fill in the blanks.
Methane.
That is correct. This is methane. CH4. Yes, your second direct. In a composition, a tabla player plays a blank beat rhythmic cycle known as ek tal. If each beat is divided into 3 equal time units and the composition lasts for 3 cycles of ek tal, how many total time units will the tabla player have played at the end of the composition? The answer can be expressed as a raised to a into b raised to b, with a and b being the smallest two smallest prime numbers. Sorry?
36.
That's the wrong math. Passes to Dibyo.
Two.
Not 2. Someone.
4.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
4.
Not 4. Nikhil.
108.
I mean, everybody got their math
4
horrendously
into
wrong.
27. I
Hans,
did
Nikhil, this is
2
It's
square
4
into
into
3
12.
square.
That's what I said. I said 108, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
said 108. Yeah, I heard you.
Oh, you gave it right. Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
I thought you said everybody got it wrong. That's why.
Yeah, everyone else, apart from Nikhil, got their math. This is 108. So, right. Last direct to Vivat. The word blank, according to the etymology in Exodus, gets its name from Hebrew for what is it? Velikovsky claims that blank, which is said to have fed hundreds of thousands of Israelis through their 40-year travel through desert, fell from a comet. While comet tails show simple fragments of hydrocarbons, they also contain poisons like methyl cyanide. Sagan calculates that a distribution of blank from the comet over 40 years would have produced enough mass to be even bigger than Venus, which makes zero sense. Fill in the blanks.
And mana.
That is correct. Mana is the answer. That was your set of phones. Moving on to the view now. Rocks can be divided into two broad categories, blank and carbonates. The weathering of these rocks on the land removes carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, mostly through reaction with carbonic acid formed from CO2 and H2O. Two CO2 molecules are removed from the atmosphere for each Ca2 plus released by weathering of blank, whereas only one CO2 molecule is removed for the same in case of carbonates. Fill in the blanks.
Limestone.
Not limestone. Devat? Do you have an answer?
Pass.
Okay. Saman?
Pass.
And Nikhil.
Pass.
These are the silicates. Right. Question to the view. When discussing the maximum mass of a neutron star, Burroughs and Ostraker talks about general relativistic physics and state that it introduces no new fundamental constants compared to Newtonian physics and involves only G and C. GR gravity is stronger than Newtonian gravity. What is C here?
Speed of light.
Speed of light it is. That is speed of light. Here's your last one. This technique developed by Kerry Mullis is now an integral part of almost all biological research. He professed that the idea for the technique came when he was taking a drive in the night with his girlfriend around the California coast. One variation of this technique is used to detect infectivity with SARS-CoV. 10 seconds.
Is it CRISPR?
No, not CRISPR. Devat?
Like calculating the concentration of the virus particles in sewage water.
Samant?
PCR.
PCR is correct.
I see.
PCR is indeed polymerase chain reaction or PCR. Right. Yeah, I think that was Libyo's set of phones. Moving on to Saman's now. Many areas of biological research involve using non-human animals as model systems to study the functions of the human body. Using them as model organisms not only raises ethical concerns, but has proved to be unsuccessful in many cases. Recent developments in creating 3D clusters of cells that mimic the function of an blank have the potential to replace research on animal models. What is the name for the artificially created blank?
So you want the blank, right?
Yeah, which is in plural form. So if that helps.
Pass.
Passes to Devat,
Pass.
Dibyo,
Pass.
and Nikhil.
Pass.
Okay, this is something called the organoids. Right. Now, question again to Samant. Some 3.5 centuries before Lippershey's inventions, this device was invented by the scholar Roger Bacon in Oxford, UK. He adapted it to be used by scholars with failing eyesight. What device?
Spectacles.
Not the spectacles. Devat?
Magnifying glass.
That is correct. Just notice it was a first bonus attempt, one of the first. You get it right. It's indeed the magnifying glass or the lens. Question, yeah, final direct to Samant. The joke about flash photography has another layer to it. Early electronics often include blank chips which were UV light erasable. Anecdotal evidence suggests that a badly timed xenon photo flash could corrupt enough bits inside the blank for it to fail. Fill in the blanks or give its acronym. Here's the video.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present to you the internet. Oh, please, no flash photography. You'll harm the internet.
Yeah.
So this is a 4-word thing.
This is not a 4-word. This is
5-word.
4-46 or 5 words.
3-2, I guess.
You can give me the acronym.
Pass.
You passing?
Pass, yeah.
Yeah. Devat?
Pass.
Dibyo?
Pass.
And Nikhil.
Pass, but this is, I mean, there's not enough time to. There's something programmable read-only memory, but
Yeah.
or erasable read-only memory.
Oh.
EEPROM or
EPROM. Yeah, EPROM.
EPROM.
Erasable
Problem.
program.
Erasable
program.
program.
Yeah. Right. Close enough. Right. Moving on to the last set of directs. What article did the evolutionary biologist Gareth Hardin write in 1968 that appeared in the journal Science? He concluded that there would be a selfish behavior as a result of overpopulation in relation to shared resources. Elinor Ostrom was awarded a Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences in 2009 for her research and analysis of how shared resources can be managed collectively if those who use it are close to it and have a relationship with each other without government or private control.
Tragedy of the Commons.
Yeah, Tragedy of Commons is correct. Tragedy of Commons. Final living question. The following image shows the maximum mass of a rocky planet. What is MP here? Another fundamental constant if mu is the mean molecular weight of the constituent silicate or iron. 10 seconds. You have an answer?
Pass.
Passes
Pass,
to
pass.
Devat.
Pass.
Devyo.
Take a random guess. Is mass of the Earth?
Not mass of the earth. Samant.
Pass.
Oh shit, this is the Planck mass, is it? That's
Not
fundamental.
Planck mass. This is
okay.
the mass of proton or the proton mass.
Oh,
Right. Here comes the final question. In Teen Tal, a common tala in Hindustani classical music, there are 16 beats. The musician wants to subdivide each beat into 4 equal parts. How many swaras will be there and will there be in total for one cycle of Teen Tal? It lies somewhere in between the 18th and 19th prime numbers. Ten seconds.
64.
64 is the correct math, and that is the
Nice.
answer. Right. So that was the quiz, guys. Very few bonus attempts, but Nikhil eventually coming first with 13, closely followed
Congrats,
by
dude.
Samant. And
well played, guys.
Thanks
you,
for
guys.
thanks for
Thanks for
reading,
reading.
Thanks,
Rahul.
guys. Thanks,
Bye.
Rahul.
Bye.
Bye, guys.